Biscuits, it's Cupcake Kamisama back here, and welcome to the second installment of the 10-day Lolita challenge. If you don't know what that is, either watch video number 1 where I explain it a little bit, or check out the links down below in the description where you'll find the original post from Lolita Wonderland blog. Today we are dealing with prompt number 2. Tea parties or events that hold special meaning to you. I've not been to that many events, and each one of them is incredibly special to me, as well as each meet that I attend has a special place in my heart. I do really like the Lolita communities that I'm part of, and whether we do something really common or something out of the box, I always have fun. After a lot of thought, I have decided on the 2 that I'll talk about right now. The first one is Wicked Unwin Z, which was Tea Party Club's 9th anniversary in August 2016. Now, it was my first big Lolita event, so it's definitely a special memory, but it also got me hooked and made me want to do these events more. I met so many wonderful people there, mainly by sharing a hostel room with some of the other Lolitas that were attending, but also just in general at the event itself. The buzz of it all, even if I might have been feeling a little awkward or a little bit shy, because everyone there is a Lolita. It was just so easy to walk up to someone and say, "Oh my gosh, I really love your code," or notice people that you might have recognized from places, and an incredibly positive thing to experience. A lot of these people have become my friends now, and I look forward to every single time I get to meet them, which tends to be not as often as I'd like, because for whatever reason I ended up sharing a hostel with majority of the Cambridge Con, who are fairly far away from me. It's not the easiest place for me to get to without having a car. And also, the event was just plain fun. Like I said, the whole vibe of it was incredibly positive, but also the guests at that particular one were very fun, very warm, very welcoming, and most importantly, they really interacted with us. That day, the main guests were Nuli. There was Mana, the designer from Baroque. There was Fumiko-san from Enchantly, and Ayumi Watanabe from Rosemary Soir. And even though there's a little bit of distance from some of them, because in East Asian cultures there's an expected social distance between a designer and a fan, they still embraced the spirit of the event, and they talked to us, they were very smiley, they took photos. They felt very much part of the community, rather than someone coming in top down and being like, "I'm the star here, now treat me like one." And obviously, how could I ever forget being called Perfect Cupcake by Nunu, or Nuli herself. That made my day, and it made my life. That was definitely a highlight of the weekend. And it is such a big shame that Tea Party Club is no more, and that there will not be any more anniversary events. And having said this, since the moment they announced, I feel like the community has really stepped up. There are so many events popping up across Europe that suddenly feel like you can attend. And that is something that Kira did mention when she announced that was going to be the end of Tea Party Club last year. The fact that so many people chose to go to the Tea Party Club anniversary over a smaller, lesser known event somewhere else in Europe. And I feel like this is happening right now. Like, just off the top of my head, there's so many events that are happening that I feel like wouldn't have stand a chance, or that would have gone unnoticed otherwise, that us Lolitas here in the UK are now saying, yes, let's go there, let's have fun with people in Spain, or with people in Germany, or with people in Finland, or wherever else. But that was event number 1. For the second one, I've picked a meet rather than an event, and I've picked a frilly fortune telling meet that I have organised in November 2016. It's almost as if there's a running theme, because that was my first meet that I organised. Wicked Whimsy was the first event that I attended, whereas frilly fortune telling was the first meet that I organised. And not just that, it was a themed meet, and it was quite important to me because I was sharing a piece of my culture with my community. There's a tradition in Poland and a couple of other Eastern European countries, as far as I'm aware, that on St. Andrews, on the eve of St. Andrews, which is November 30th, girls will do all kinds of fortune telling or a bit of magic to either predict when they're going to get married or who they would get married to. In the past, this was a really big thing for people, especially in rural communities. This would be really important and taken quite seriously. These days, it's a little bit of fun. It's taken more light-heartedly, but it still allows people to have a little bit of magic in their life and to engage with something more not really spiritual, mystic. Engage with something a little bit more mystic and see what happens. Whether it comes true or not, you end up having a lot of fun with your friends. But essentially, I've taken that tradition of doing some fortune telling and trying to foretell the future, but rather than focus on marriage and on love and men, I've turned that into Lolita fashion. So any games that we do, instead of saying who will you marry next, I've done what will be your next brand purchase. Or instead of who will get married first, it was who will buy their next dream dress first, or something like this. It was very light-hearted, but I'll be the first to admit I was really taken aback with the amount of positive responses that people have had towards the event. As soon as I announced it, I think there were like 20-25 people suddenly going, yes, I want to come. And they're all saying, oh, this sounds really unique, this sounds really fun, I'm really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, because it's November, a lot of people ended up coming down with some kind of illness just before. It was still pretty well attended. I think we had about 10 or so people, which still not bad. And even more importantly, quite a while after I've done that meet, around earlier this year actually, one of the Lolitas who attended that, she told me I'm still remember that, and she was thinking about it, so it warmed my heart to know that people have enjoyed it so much. Especially since, as you can imagine, when you're organising your very first meet, especially when it's a themed meet rather than just casually going out for some food or something like this, it's understandable to be nervous. I really wanted people to have fun and enjoy themselves as well as do something different. So to have had that response from day one up until even now, when people are still saying this sounds really fun and things like this, means a lot. And I will put it out there, if anyone wants me to do a frilly fortune telling meet again in any of my comms, if you're watching this, I'm down for that. Just let me know. As long as I'm around, I'm happy to run that. And that's it for prompt number 2 of the 10-day Lolita challenge, trying to keep it Nice, short and sweet. If you're interested, as I said, there is the full list of prompts down in the description. Do check it out, and I encourage you all to join. So far it's been really fun to look at these various things and talk to you about them. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I encourage you to like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Are you enjoying these videos so far? And what are the 2 meets or events that have really stuck in your memory? Are there any that you really remember more fondly than others? Let me know in the comments. And I encourage all of you to check out my blog, Cupcakes and Unicorns, where you'll find more Lolita content. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye!